Good morning everyone. So here, we will be solving this problem. So ito ay example sa hydrostatic forces in curved surfaces. And so here in this problem, we have this quarter circular gate which is 3 feet in length. Okay? Wag nating i-mistake ito as your diameter or radius. Kasi, kita mo naman, radius 6 feet. So, malamang itong 3 feet, iba yan. And that is your length. Okay, perpendicular length, kumbaga, if we will look at this in 3D, okay, mayroong 3 meters yan, 3 feet rather, na length itong gate natin. Okay, that is 3 feet perpendicular to the paper. So, pinned at A, and rests on the smooth support at B. So here we want, or the problem wants us to solve for the reaction at A. So when we say reaction, ibig sabihin yan is your resultant reaction, knowing that your A is pinned. Okay, meaning yung resultant reaction ng horizontal and yung vertical reaction natin. Now, paano naman sa B? In case naman na ang hinahanap ay reaction sa B, hindi mo kailangan mong problema. Because sa B, di ba, isa lang naman yung meron dyan, yung pataas. So, if pinapahanap ay reaction sa B, ito na mismo yun. Okay? Ito na. But for A, since ang pinapahanap dyan ay both, or yung ating resultant reaction, meaning kukunin natin yung resultant nung AX, yung reaction ni A sa horizontal, and yung reaction ni A sa vertical. Okay, yung resultant nung dalawang yan. So now, to do that, mas maganda dyan, mag-drawing ka ng free body diagram. Or, kung kaya mo naman, pwedeng yung mismong figure na, okay, drawing mo, yan, separately. And then, once you have drawn the figure, or at least the free body diagram, identify the reactions. Okay? So, importante yung knowledge mo sa statics dito. So, for pinned reaction at A, meron ka dyang horizontal and vertical reaction. So, let's call this 2 as your AY and AX. For B, since ito ay smooth support, meron lang siyang vertical reaction. Now, if ever naman, sinabi dyan na hindi smooth and merong binigay na static or coefficient of static friction, then magkakaroon ka dito ng, okay, yung friction force. Okay, friction force sa B, or that is your Bx. Si Bx, which is equivalent to your mu By. But since ito naman ay hindi rough or walang binigay na friction, static coefficient of static friction, then we can just ditch this one. Tanggalin mo na yan. Hindi na makasama. Okay, so sinasabi ko lang to kasi minsan sa problems, nakakalimutan natin. So pag hindi binanggit na smooth, then it has to have a friction sa support na yan. Okay. Once identified yung reactions, you have to start putting or identifying yung mga forces na nag-a-act sa gate mo. So for this particular gate, meron ka dyang, yes, meron kang hydrostatic force. Okay, yung FH. And sa hydraulics, this one is your gamma H bar times area. Okay. Note lang that here, your area has to be the horizontal projection of the curved surface. Simply put, okay, ang pinakamabilis na way dyan sa pag-identify ng area, para sa kanyang width, is simply your perpendicular length. Binibigay yan. And sa case na to, yun ay 3 feet. Okay? How about the height? Magsimula ka sa dulo ng curve, papunta sa kabilang dulo, measure mo siya straight vertically. Yung height na yan, yan yung magiging height nung horizontal projection mo. Okay, ilan yan? Yes, 6 feet. Okay, so ang ginawa natin, yung curve natin, pinroject natin horizontally, and in most cases, that should look like a flat surface. Okay, lagi namang flat kasi nga pinroject na natin. And most of the times, ang mukha niyan ay rectangle. Okay, kadalasan. So there are certain cases na hindi, but most of the times, rectangular ang mabubuo mong projection. Okay, so now that you have identified your horizontal force, of course, dahil ito ay curved surface, kita mo naman, sir, okay, apart from water, di ba may water, may effect yung tubig niyan, ipupush niya horizontally yung gate. Meron ding weight yung fluid na yon. Di ba? Siyempre nakapatong siya, there has to be an effect there. So merong weight yung tubig natin na nakapatong sa ating curved surface. That is your vertical force due to water. And this is your weight of fluid, which is also equivalent to gamma times your volume. The unit weight of the fluid times its volume. Sana naalala nyo yan ha? Weight is equal to unit weight times volume. So here, the unit weight should be water. Okay? So, walang binanggit sa problem. So, kapag ganon, understood na natin, the default should be your water. Now, kung alam naman natin na yung unit weight at water, ano na lang ang problema mo? Yung volume. So, need na lang natin kunin yung volume nitong fluid na nakataas or nakapatong sa ating gate. So, ang gagawin mo dyan, kunin mo yung dulo ng gate mo and then mag-create ka ng vertical projection. So, straight up papuntang surface ng water. And then, yung curve mo, i-trace mo din. Yan. And yung na-bound na area, yung area bounded by that line, papuntang surface ng water, yan yung volume na i-consider mo. Okay? So, walang special dito, and if you use logic, you will think, oo, tama nga naman. Kasi siya yung nakapatong, edi weight na yung need mong i-consider. Ayan. So, ang problema mo lang talaga dito ay kung hindi ka marunong kumuha ng area. So, aaralin natin. Now, knowing these forces, alam mo na ito na yung dalawang forces na nag-act dyan. Okay, actually, wala nang iba. Ito na lang. And ang pinapahanap ay reaction sa A. Kung babalik ka sa statics, meron tayong way para makuha ng reaction. Yun ay summation ng forces vertical, summation ng forces horizontal, and summation of moments. Yung ating 3 equilibrium equations. So dito, you can use either 3 of them. Okay? There should be no problem. So, para makuha yung reaction sa A, ang need natin makuha ay si AY and si AX. So, you don't have to solve for BY. But, pwede naman kung gusto mong ma-check para sure. But, ang gusto mo lang makuha dito ay si AY and si AX and then their resultant reaction. And to do that, you will notice that, sir, kapag nag-summation ako ng forces sa horizontal, meron lang naman akong dalawang horizontal forces, sa FH and sa AX. Then, ibig sabihin nun, malamang equal na silang dalawa kasi wala naman ng iba, di ba? However, kapag ako ay nag-summation ng forces vertical, meron akong unknown na by, hindi ko pa nasa-solve, the same with ay. So, ang gagawin natin para mas maigi, instead na mag-summation ng forces vertical, magsa-summation na lang ako ng moment kay saan? Sa B. Bakit? Okay, para nag-summation tayo ng moment sa B, syempre, na-solve mo na sa AX, meron ka ng FH at may FB ka na, ano na lang ang unknown? Si AY. So, masasolve mo natin si AY kapag nag-summation ka ng moment kay P. Since involved ang summation ng moments, yes, kailangan mo din kunin ang distances ni FV and ni FH doon sa point P. Kasi doon tayo magmo-moment. Now, yung AX and AY, hindi mo na need problemahin dahil alam mo na yung perpendicular distances ng dalawang yan kay B ay 6 feet. 6. So, si FH and si FV na lang. Pero naalala mo, di ba ang distance ni FH kay B, h over 3? Or simply, yung height na 6 over 3. Kung ayaw mong maniwala, pwede mong gamitin yung E is equal to IG over AY bar. Yan. Pwede mong i-derive yan, but for the sake of this example, since na-discuss na rin natin yan previously, alam mo na to. So that should be H over 3. How about your FV? So for weight, tandaan natin, yan po ay nag-act sa ating center of gravity. So kailangan mong masolve ang center of gravity nitong area na to. And if you are wondering, sir, di ba volume yung kailangan mo doon? Ay, area lang to. Oo, area lang yan. Pero di ba 3 feet yan. 3 feet. Okay, so area times yung length, ilan yan? Magiging volume. Okay, so hindi ko na natin inalagay for simplicity sake. So, need natin makuha ang centroid nitong spandrel na to. Yan. Yung may shade. And to solve for that centroid, gagamit tayo ng Varignon's theorem. Okay, so later on na yan, unahin muna natin kunin si FH and si FV. Tagay natin dito. So, FH is equal to gamma H bar times area. Okay, the unit weight should be 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. Tandaan, naka-English unit tayo, naka-feet yan. So, English unit ang gagamitin mong unit weight. The H bar is the centroid of this shape. Nitong rectangle, which is kalahati ng 6. Yes, 3. And the area is 6 times 3. 6 times 3, yung perpendicular length. So the FH should be 3369.6 pounds. Okay tayo dyan. And the distance from B, lagyan natin distance from B, that should be equal to 6 over 3 2 feet. Okay. So, ang kailangan na lang natin ay si FV and yung distance niya mula kay point B. Now, for FV, that is your gamma times volume or gamma times area times perpendicular length. Ayan. Yung unit weight and your perpendicular length, alam na natin yan. That is 62.4 and 3 feet. Yung area, hindi pa natin alam. Pero, kaya mo nang isolve, di ba? Ang gagawin natin, instead of diretsong kunin tong shaded area, ang gagawin natin is kunin muna ang area nitong rectangle na to or yung square na to, and then subtract the area of this quarter circle. Diba? Pag tinanggal ko to doon sa square, anong maiiwan? Yung part na to na lang. Which is yun ang need natin. Ayan. So, meaning, lagyan natin area shaded is equal to area ng square minus area ng quarter circle. Okay? You will see it in the figure naman. Basta ang goal natin, makuha natin itong part na may shade na to. So, square yan. So, area ng square, 6 squared. Diba? 6 yung height, 6 yung base. Minus pi over 4 or pi r squared. Pi r squared times 1/4. Okay? Circle with radius of 6 pero 1/4 lang dahil quarter circle kaya times 1/4. So the shaded area should be equal to 36 minus 6 times 0.25. So this is 7.7256 feet square feet. Ayan. So, ilagay natin siya doon sa FV. We can solve the FV as 62.4 times 7.7256 times 3. So, this should be equal to 1446.24 feet. Pounds, rather. Pounds. Yan. So, meron na tayong force sa H, force sa vertical, and yung distance. Ang need na lang natin kunin ay yung distance ni FV mula kay point B. And to do that, gagamit tayo ng Varignon's theorem. So, I guess meron tong derivation, direct formula, but for the sake of learning, so mas maganda rin ganito na lang, kasi sa magsaulo kayo ng maraming formula, i-master na natin yung fundamentals. So, to get the centroid of this spandrel, alam natin yung centroid ng square, yung mas malaking area. Tapos yung centroid nitong quarter circle, yung mas maliit. Diba? Since alam natin yung centroid nitong mga shapes na to, instead na sauluhin pa yung sa spandrel, sauluhin na natin yung sa mga common shapes. Then, gamit tayo ng Varignon's theorem. Okay? And to use the Varignon's, so our total area, okay, times the centroid of that area is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2. Kumbaga, area 1 times the centroid of that one from a fixed reference point plus the second area times its centroid from a fixed reference point. So, note natin na dapat kung saan mo sinukat yung mga distances nitong dalawang areas, okay, yung centroid o yung makukuha natin distance para dun sa total area ay doon din naka-reference. And note, hindi lang po yan laging plus. So, sa case na to, nakita natin na para makuha itong area ng shaded na to, ang gagawin natin is yung malaki, babawasan ng maliit. So, it also works that way. So, ang mangyayari dito, yan, yung area ng total natin, yung 7.7256, yung centroid nun, is equal to the area of the square times the distance minus area ng quarter circle times the distance. Ayan. So, need natin kunin yung distances nilang dalawa kasi yung area, alam na natin, di ba? Ito na, nakuha mo na. Ayan. So, direct substitution tayo for now. So, yung total area natin, yung 7.7256. 7256 times your x bar is equal to area of the square, 36. Diba? 6 squared. Okay. Distance. Okay, yan. Anong distance? Kalahati ng square. 6, edi 3. Diba? Nandito yan. Kung ito ay 6, ang sentro niyan mula sa B ay nandito, which is 3. So, sana automatic na sa inyo yan. So, 3 minus area ng quarter circle. Okay, ito yan. 6 squared or 36 times pi over 4. Diba? 6 squared, tapos pi times 1/4, edi pi over 4. How about its distance? Yan. So, ano nga yung distance? So, kung naalala mo, mula dito sa base hanggang dito sa centroid ng quarter circle, that is 4r over 3 pi. So, ibig sabihin, kung galing B ang sukat natin, diba? Then, ito ay 6 minus 4r over 3 pi. Diba? Okay. So, lagyan na natin. So, ay 6 minus 4r. Ano yung radius? 6 over 3 pi. Okay, radius yan na 4r over 3 pi. And here, masasolve mo na sa x bar as, okay, wait lang, 36 times 3 minus 36 pi over 4. 6 minus 24 over 3, 8 over pi. Okay, so 1.34 feet. Ayan. 1.34 feet. So now that we have this x bar, yung distance, okay? The distance from FV hanggang B, x bar, pwede na natin gawin na kunin si AX and si AY. Now, to find AX, mag-summation tayo ng forces sa X or horizontal. So, for equilibrium, this is equal to 0. Okay. So, ano yung horizontal forces natin? Meron tayong FH and AX. So, dalawa lang naman sila. Diba? Malamang equal yan. So, FH is 3369.6. Then AX must be also 3369.6. Ayan. Okay tayo dyan. Proceed tayo sa summation ng moment sa B para naman mahanap natin si AY. Sabihin na natin that your counterclockwise moments is equal to your clockwise moments. Ano si counterclockwise? Okay. Meron tayong AY and AX. They are both counterclockwise. So, si AY, wala pa tayong sagot dyan. Hinahanap pa natin. Si AX, 3369.6 times 6 moment arm. And moment arm, ha? Okay. Is equal to your clockwise moments, yung dahil kay FV and kay FH. For FH, 3369.6 ang distance 2 feet. So, 3369.6 times 2 plus si FV, ano ang vertical force natin? 1446.24. Okay. Tapos, ang X bar, 1.34. So, using your calculator, AY should be equal to 69.6 times 2 plus 1446.24 for B. Okay. So AY is negative 1923.36 pounds. So meaning, mali ako ng assumption na siya ay pataas. Okay, so meaning AY is equal to 1923.36 pounds downwards. Okay? But hindi yan ang hinahanap. Ang hinahanap ay reaction sa A, which is equal to your AY squared plus AX squared. So AX is 3369.6 squared plus your AY 1923.36 squared. Square root mo yan. Then this is equal to 3879.9 pounds. And that right there is your final answer. Ayan. So, sa ganitong klase ng problem, ang gagawin mo talaga is after mo madrawing yung free body diagrams, identify the reactions, identify the applied force. So, necessary din dito yung particular knowledge mo for formula. Sa formula, paano kunin yung horizontal force, yung vertical force, and then, yung knowledge mo sa geometry and sa statics, paano kumuha ng centroid, paano kumuha ng volume and ng area, paano gamitin yung Varignon's theorem, and paano i-apply yung summation ng forces sa horizontal, vertical, and yung moments. So, hindi yan necessary ngayon lang. Need mo pa rin yan hanggang mag-4th year, hanggang mag-compre, hanggang sa mag-board exam. So, mastering these topics is not, hindi pwedeng lampasan mo. Kaya dapat matutunan mo talaga siya. So, pagsikapan, kayang-kaya yan. So, that is your final answer. Okay, see you.